What's up, guys? It's Joe, the 50 something Dasher, with another video here. Haven't got to shoot any videos recently. It's crazy. Not used to working so much at my W-2. I mean, that's the whole reason why I got on to DoorDash is because overtime and hours like nosedived. So this is kind of rare. Like I've worked. Um, I think 10 out of the last 12 days, or maybe it's 9 out of the last 11 at the W-2. The only 2 days off I've had is obviously Christmas Day and that following Wednesday. And I've worked every day there since. So, not very much dashing at all to talk about, but what little I have done, I thought I'd go ahead and I had some time. I'd go ahead and shoot a recap. I don't have any screenshots or anything though. But so all I've done since is just like I shot the recap video for the 27th. I've just had two short dashes since then. The first one was Friday the 29th. Um, I logged in at early. It was 5:20 in the morning and was only logged in for just over an hour. So I only did three orders and nothing really I mean, it was just back to back McDonald's orders to start with. One paid like $4, one paid $6. And then I was on my way to a Sheets order, my third order for that morning. And I was like, right when I was pulling into Sheets, my W-2 called. And so called me into work. So I ended up doing that instead. I think I worked like I think I work like 9 hours at the W-2 if I'm not mistaken. Um, the Sheets order. No, I finished the Sheets order though first, which paid like 750. Then I logged off and went into the W-2. But the more interesting dash here was New Year's Eve Sunday. So I got off of work a little bit early and they had some peaks going on in my market. So I think I got off at 2. And because what time did I start this dash? I started at 3:56, so I would have got off at 3 o'clock. And so from until like at that time until like it was either 5 or 5:30. There was a $2.50 peak per delivery, and then I think at 5:30, then it changed to $3 per delivery. So, and it was New Year's Eve. I figured might be busy with orders, so let's jump on for a little bit and see what I can do. And I came home, showered, changed into my DoorDash gear. My wife decided to go with me to help me out, and it ended up being like a really surprising dash. I ended up making $93 in not even 2 hours of active time. So I logged in at what was it, 3:56. I ended it at 6:38 p.m. So that the dash time 2 hours 41 minutes. Active on a delivery for an hour 49 of that. It made $93. The first, and I only had five offers. It was five offers, six deliveries. The first offer got here from home was a double Aldi's order, and so two orders, but only three items for each customer, and it paid 12.50. And I figured, well, I know all the stuff I've said about Aldi's in the past, but this time I got my wife with me. So I got some help and we should be able to knock this out. Get to Aldi's, and since it's only six items, we didn't even bother with getting a shopping cart. You know, she just held three items and I held the other customer's three items. Uh, and all the stuff was I think we had one substitute on oranges. They wanted like mandarin oranges, and the store was out, so we got a different kind of oranges. That was the only substitution. We found everything else. One, two, three, boom, go up to the cash registers. Self checkout was open. Boom, checkout gone. uh, by far the easiest Aldi's shop that I've had. I couldn't believe it. And I only received on that out of the 12.50, only $1 of that was tips. So one customer didn't tip anything, and then $1 from the other customer. So $11.50 of that was DoorDash. And it wasn't that many miles either. It was like 5 total miles, and three of that was just getting to the Aldi's. So started off good with that. Then I probably the Wendy's order next. Um, that was that paid 750, 450 from DoorDash. So yeah, that was when the peak was still 250. Customer tip $3, low mileage. Had to wait a little bit inside the Wendy's, but you know. Um, and then I had uh, these weren't like back to well, they were back to back completed deliveries, but I had something else in between them. But I had two catering orders from City Barbecue, and the first one both of them had hidden tips. The first one ended up paying 24.17. That included over $19 customer tip on that first one. So awesome. And also, both of those orders were, I think the first one was probably like two sacks, and the second one was only one sack. Easily fit in my catering bag. Both orders were ready when I got there. Uh, I mean, I got super lucky. And sandwiched in between those was a Little Caesars offer that I took. And it was like $9 with a hidden tip, and probably like, I don't know, 6, 7 miles, something like that. So I go to the Little Caesars, and uh, for the most part, I don't have too much problems at Little Caesars. Sometimes I've had to wait. I've had to, drop a couple orders from there. It just kind of depends on if they're busy or not. The two pizza places I have the most problems with is Donato's and Romeo's. That you can almost bank that you're going to be waiting 8 to 10 minutes on anytime I get an order for those places. But Caesars can be not too bad. So I get in there. I already have a code the DoorDash gave me for the pizza portal. So I look on the list for the pizza portal, the customers it's already loaded into it. My customer's not on the list. So I have to check in with the staff, and they tell me that the pizza's like, just put in the oven. Okay, so I wait and wait and wait, and I end up going past the 10 minutes. I think when I had about 2 or 3 minutes left, one of the staff members told me like an additional 5 minutes. And I got to that 10.5 minute mark, and I, I hate to drop good orders like this right at that 10.5 minutes. I mean, under normal circumstances, I would have waited longer for this order. Normal, I would have waited 5, 6 minutes longer on an order like this under normal circumstances. But because it was New Year's Eve and because of the peak pay or whatever, I rolled the dice thinking that I could get something better. So 10.5 minutes, boom, I was hitting my question mark. Store has an issue, unassigned, saw the message that my ratings wouldn't be effective, boom, unassigned. And I just, probably just a few seconds after I sat back down in my car, catering order, City Barbecue, that second catering order. So I rolled the dice and got paid off. Gambled well this particular time, and that delivery had a $35 customer tip, and like I said, it wasn't that big of an order. It was um, just like one sack, one big sack. Um, and another thing too is it kind of sucks. That's another thing about DoorDash hiding these amounts. If I knew it was going to be like a $35 tip, then I maybe I would have like an extra like thank you to the customer or whatever after I dropped it off. But I just kind of exchanged like the normal chit chat and pleasantries. They thank me. I say you're welcome. She asked if it was really busy, and I said, well, I haven't been logged on for very long, but it's been order after order, and just kind of like the normal stuff. But on some of these, like it, especially if one of these days I get like, let's say, like for instance, $10 with a hidden tip offer, and I go and drop that off, and I'm already back in my car, close out the order, and then I see it pays out $100. Customer leaves like a $95 tip. Well, had I known that, I would have liked to, hey, I really appreciate the tip, and that was awful nice of you, or whatever. But I'm, I'm not given that chance. Um, but anyway, and then I was still w- wanting to do maybe another order or so, and then I get this McDonald's order paying 9.50, and I think it was only going just couple 2 or 3 miles. And I told my wife, heck yeah, all day long, every day, 365. Am I taking an order like this? McDonald's, my favorite place to pick up from. And so that was, yeah, $5, which included, by that time, it was the $3 peak, and 4.50 customer tip. Heck yeah. Um, I only had the one drop, and I just had like I think two offers that I declined. Um, and I can't really remember. I might did I don't think I took screenshots. Actually, I do have screenshots here. So there was a City Barbecue. Um, there was the Aldi's. Yeah, I just have screenshots of the Aldi order, and the final payout on that, and then the one of the City Barbecue. That's it. But oh, it was. I know what the final order was now that I declined. It was a Donato's order, and it was two pickups. I'm sorry. Yeah, Donatos, two orders, paying somewhere in that neighborhood of like $11 or $12 or something like that. And I was like, no, I've already made, like 93 bucks here, and I'm not at this point. That's good enough, and I'm not messing with because I knew if I would have took that and gotten to the Donatos, I probably would have had to wait 10, 15, 20 minutes unless I dropped it. So I didn't want to bother with that, and I just logged off and and called it quits. um but and then the last thing to mention from that dash was like my mileage. I want to say it was so $93, and I want to say that I only drove, like, I'm not going to pull up the spreadsheet, but uh, I want to say it was like 37 miles driven. So outstanding for. And I just expected we'd go out there and make like 40 or 50 bucks or whatever, but since we made like 93, I was like, heck, and I like I was hungry at that point, and I told my wife, hey, let's go to a restaurant, and we can spend some of this money on a nice dinner. So we went to a local Mexican restaurant and spend half the money on that. But and another thing I told her was like, I was like, I wish every day was New Year's Eve door dashing. I mean, wouldn't this be nice? um but anyway, that's it for this recap. And so let's see, I tomorrow, it's funny, the manager was going to schedule me in for tomorrow, then kind of like, then I got downgraded. Now I'm just on call for tomorrow. So as of right now, I haven't I need to schedule it after I shut down this video, but um I'm going to schedule myself for a dash tomorrow. We'll see if you know, if I do the dash or if I get called into the W2. Um, let's see. And then Thursday, I may just do a short dash. And then if W2 doesn't call, then my wife and I want to go out of town. We have some things to take care of up in her hometown. And Friday, as of right now, I plan to dash, and but I have a doctor's appointment, but I should be able to dash for 3 or 4 hours. Uh, Again, unless W2 calls. But even though when they call, even though I'd rather be door dashing. I like that job better, and I'm my own boss. But the W2 pays more, so it is what it is. I gotta go where the money's at. So, um, but anyway, that is it for this recap. And as always, make sure to like the video. If you haven't done so already, check out my other videos, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see what the upcoming days looks like. Hopefully, I can get out there, do some more dashing, post some more videos, and uh, and get rocking and rolling with this channel again. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.